Hello there, folks. Welcome to another episode of 10 Portraits with me, Tapu Javeri. I hope you all are keeping well and staying safe. Today, I'm going to share with you not a portrait per se, but more a fashion shot. This is Aaminah Haq Underwater 2012 for Amal Bilal. It's one of my favorite shots. And so how this shoot came about, I had done a few years earlier with Aaminah a shoot with Karma with Aaminah Haq Underwater for Visage 2002. I had just bought myself this Nikonos underwater camera, and it was a film camera, and yet it was, one of those cameras where you put 36 exposures in and you had 36 shots, and after that you had to wait like 2 hours for the camera to dry before you could open it or even change the film. So I did that shoot with Aaminah. We got a swimming pool, and I learned by trial and error on that shoot that how I have no underwater lighting, so I needed to use the surface of the pool as one big light source. And then Aaminah, when she would go down, she had something to hold on to because she couldn't stay down. So we created this boulder with a handle on it and sank it in the pool. Then we realized that the background in the pool was too blue, so it affected the colors of the clothes. So I had to create this huge backdrop inside the water, submerge it, and then have all that. And we got those results, and they were really lovely. A few years passed, and Amal Bilal asked me, Tapu, I want you to redo this shoot. So I told him, my Nikonos camera is not working, and if I use film, then I can't get that many exposures, and I don't know how you're going to do a campaign. So having all those issues, we thought, let's try and find a housing for my camera. At that time, I think it was a D300, and the housing was like $10,000, so it was out of the question. So instead, we said, okay, fine, let's try a few things. We first tried an aquarium, and we said we'll put the camera in an aquarium, then sort of submerge the aquarium in the pool and see how that happens. Then eventually, we decided, let's create a submersible. So Amar got together and created this 3 foot by 3 foot and 9 foot high box made of solid metal. And in it, we had a little window which was about that big, and it was submerged into the pool. Our submersible being installed into the pool with Amar Bilal checking whether it's safe. The pool was in Lahore. A friend of his owned a pool, so we had that. And once the whole thing was submerged in the water, I had this little window where I could photograph her out of, and I would get, whatever was in front of me in the pool. So we created this set where we had this big backdrop put down, and Amar had 3 models. Mikal Zulfikar was one of those 3. And Aaminah come into the water and move around, and I would photograph them again without having any submersible lights. So I would use the surface of the water as the light, and then I would have them come down, arrange themselves, and they sort of float up and shoot them before they break the surface. So having done all that, we got Aaminah to wear this white dress, which was like a wedding gown. It would flow beautifully underwater. So she wore that, she submerged herself and, gathered herself, and then slowly let herself go from that hook of the bottom. And as she would get up, I would photograph it. And we saw it was a little boring, so there were some plastic flowers at the back. So we actually took those plastic flowers and sort of pushed them, dropped them into the water. And as they were falling in the water, we would take pictures of that. Aaminah Haq Underwater, another shot. So that's the shot, okay? The story behind the shot is, I was in this little submersible thing, and there was a stool. So I was sitting for maybe 2 days, and the first day, everything was going perfectly okay. We had all the mistakes. We sort of ironed out the creases and got a really good shot. And on the second day, about midday, because it was, when I was inside there, it was a hot day, so it would heat up a lot, and I had to keep it closed at the top so that no light came in and gave me a reflection on that little window which I was shooting out of. So on the second day, I'm like sitting in there, I felt like all of a sudden this 3 feet seemed a little tighter than it used to be before. So I asked a friend of mine, I said, listen, I'm feeling a little claustrophobic. So my friend Mukarram was there. So I said, can you pull me out? Because, I'm not feeling good about this right now. So he took my camera and then he started pulling me out. And as he pulled me out, he got me out. It was difficult to get out of that also. So as he pulled me out, all of a sudden there was this explosion which was insane. And my foot just by a hair's breadth missed this box which was like this. And then all of a sudden it went bam like that. And the whole thing imploded and everything was just, the water, there was a sonic wave in the water where everyone was thrown left and right. And the tiles on the bottom of the pool also broke. And I was like, what the hell has happened? You've just saved me, because I was dying if I was inside that. And that was my close call with that shoot. And I keep on telling everyone, do anything to get a shot, but there's some things you need to stop at. But that was probably one of my favorite shots and also one of my riskiest photographs. I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm going to share with you a few more images from this shoot, and also the shoot which then had to happen, because once we exploded that, I was adamant to get the shoot and the campaign done with. So I'll share all that with you. More underwater outtakes with Aaminah Haq. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned. We're going to have another episode soon.